Hey, what's up guys? Today is the day. It's finally here. My first two plugins under my new plugin company, Black Salt Audio, are officially available for you to get right now. This is something I've wanted to do for many years, and I'm super excited to get these plugins into your hands. So we've got a special 2-week launch offer. You can get 20% off when you buy both plugins together for the next 2 weeks only. So for the first 2 weeks after launch, just hit the link in the description here if you want to go and grab those now. But I thought I'd open up a mix session and do another quick demo of these two plugins in action and see if we can make this mix better using these two new plugins. Here's a kind of obscure cover song I recorded for Silverstein years ago. Can't remember what this was released on, some 7-inch maybe, or some compilation. It's a Bob Dylan cover, so let's check this out.
I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. Walking a road other men have gone down.
So cool punk mix, pretty straight up. Let's solo the drums out. You can see I've muted the snare sample that I use, so this is just the live drums here. Now, one place I love to use the escalator, which is the saturation plugin we've got, is on snare drum. So let's check this out. So this is just on a snare top mic. Sew it up for you. So it's fattening up the snare a lot, adding a lot of body while also maintaining that transient attack and giving it still an aggressive attack sound. Now, I know in the last escalator walkthrough video I posted, I was surprised to see that so many of you guys are obsessed with gain matching. Personally, when I mix, I don't go along making sure that I equalize inputs and outputs on every step. That's mixing by math and numbers, not with your ears. Frankly, with the saturation plugin, it literally is making sounds louder. That's what it's supposed to do. It's adding in additional information with harmonics and distortion. So of course it makes the sound louder. So if you literally dial in saturation and then exactly gain match it so that audibly it sounds like it's the same level, you're basically adding all this stuff and then turning it back down and taking it back out. So I don't know why you would want to mix like that with saturation. However, I hear you, I'm listening, so let's gain match it a little bit. Now let's watch the Pro Tools meter here, see where it's peaking, where that line is, and we'll kind of bring the escalator in and out. So bypass. So you see bypassed is actually peaking a little hotter. And when you bring it in, it's not peaking as loud. So technically, it's fairly gain matched in terms of the actual level, but we hear it as being louder, which is the point. That's the point of a plugin like this, of saturation, is we want to add more to the signal, make it more of what it already is, enhance it, make it take up more space in the mix. That's exactly what this is doing. So there we go. We're getting that added fatness and volume without getting the added output on the meter. You can crank it up even more. So same thing, right? I've trimmed the volume down a little bit here. Look at the meter. It's pretty hot. Bring this in. We get a fatter, louder sound, lower level on the meter. Make sure you're not getting too caught up in like numbers and, the science. Like, we're trying to make stuff sound good, right? That's how I want you to use these plugins. Don't try to be a scientist. Let's be artists. So I'd probably bring it down something more like that here. All right, I like that. Now let's throw it on the entire drum bus. So again, you'll hear it start to fatten up those low mids a lot. And I'll trim it down for you, just so you know that I'm not just selling a plugin that just turns the volume up. So again, you can watch the meters as I put this in and out. So again, this is helping the drums take up more space in the mix, be more prominent, more upfront, and add a little more energy. So let's bypass both these escalator instances on the drums and then bring them both back in. Snare, drum bus. All right, sounds good. Now let's move on to the bass. So let me just disable a few plugins on my bass bus the way I had mixed it before. And let's throw on the low control plugin, which is the second new plugin that we've got available today. Now we can work from one of the presets that comes built in here with the plugin. So let's just go control and enhance. So we're going to compress everything below 95, even out those low frequencies. Let's make up the gain here. All right, we got more of a solid low end there. And then on the enhancer side, we're already doing a little bit. I'm actually going to drop this down around 80 and dial that in. So this should help us. It should make the low end, like the sub frequencies, sound fatter while also expanding the lower mid range, more harmonics, help it fill out to the bass on smaller speakers. Lower we go, we'll get more sub, rumble. Or further up, we'll hear it better on small speakers like my NS10s here. So in and out on this plugin. Sounds a lot fatter just on my NS10s here. Let me grab my headphones. Could dial in a little more sub here. Crazy, I love that. We just fattened up that low end a huge amount. All right, there's low control. Now let's check out the vocals. I think we could use some escalation on this. So this is going to add just more energy, character to the vocals, some saturation. So again, I'm trying to gain match a little bit here.
Cause there's not. Hey Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
So here's bypassed.
Hey Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
Back in.
Hey Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
So some subtle grit. Let's crank it up a little more.
Hey Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
Now this is pretty heavily compressed, so
Hey Woody Guthrie, but I
getting a little distortion there. Probably wouldn't do that
Hey
on a vocal.
Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
I would just add this little bit of extra energy.
Hey Woody Guthrie, but I know that you know.
There you go. To me, it's just giving it a little more energy, kind of in the mid-range, taking up more space, and just putting it right up front, adding that little bit of extra salt, if you will. And just for the heck of it, why don't we throw it on our rhythm guitars as well? Let's check this out. Fatten these guys up a bit. Turn down the output a touch. And then we'll Again, you can see the meters are not changing. We're getting that extra little push in the mid-range. Get a little more aggressive with it. So here we go on guitars. This is gain matched for you. So if you look at the meters, when I flip it in and out, you know, it's not changing the meters, but we are hearing a bigger, fatter sound.
All the things that I'm saying and many times more. I'm singing you this song, but I can't sing enough. 'Cause there's not many men done the things that you've done. Mr. Cisco is
All right, so Low Control and Escalator, both available now. Click the link below. And for the first 2 weeks, launch special, 20% off when you buy both plugins together. Check them out. Grab the 14-day free trial if you want to try them out for yourself first before buying. Just make sure you grab that discount before it expires after these first 2 weeks. Look forward to hearing what you guys think of these plugins once you try them out. The goal is just to make getting better sounds extremely simple, especially with that Low Control plugin, separating the low frequencies, compressing them independently, using makeup gain on there, and then also harmonic enhancement for the low frequencies to help it come through on small speakers or give you a fatter sub, whatever you need. We've just dialed it down to just a few controls, a few knobs, and with Escalator, you know, it's just one knob to just give you a better sound. So check them out. Hope you guys love these plugins as much as I do. I'm going to talk to you later.